He fires. The attractor beams lash out, locking onto Doom's armor. But Doom is ready. His battlesuit launches a barrage of micro-rockets in retaliation. Explosions burst across the sky as the two suits clash. What follows is a brutal back and forth, a test of not only power, but purpose. Tony Stark was once roommates with Dr. Doom. The scene starts with Tony Stark entering the room with his girlfriend. "Hi, I'm Tony, and it looks like we're in this together. Housing office says you're Victor Doom from Latveria. Mind if I call you Vic?" "Yes," replied Doom. This dynamic clearly highlights the differences between the two. As a transfer student, you might not be aware that the semester has already begun. Your presence in this room will be tolerated only if your priorities are in order. Is that understood? Stark, unfazed by the strict demeanor, responds casually, "That's cool, man. But I'm here with my girlfriend who, by the way, brought a friend. Are you planning to join the conversation or just sit there with that serious expression?" In the days following their first meeting, Tony Stark begins to demonstrate just how intelligent he truly is. Playing loud music and engaging with his surroundings in a casual manner, he makes a noteworthy observation about Doom, saying, "You need to relax, let your brain do the work." Doom, unimpressed, challenges him. "What would you know about work?" he asks. "You were born into privilege while I've had to fight for every grant, every scholarship. The burden I shoulder would break a lesser man, but my destiny is to lead, and that inevitability is worth any sacrifice." Tony Stark remains calm and observant. He casually critiques Doom's work, saying, "Maybe, but keeping your focus so tight can lead to mistakes. Like the proton coefficient in your formula, it should be cubed, not squared." Doom is visibly irritated by the correction, clearly not used to being outdone. Yet this moment marks the beginning of a subtle shift. Though annoyed, Doom begins to develop a grudging respect for Stark, recognizing him not just as a peer, but as someone of comparable intellect. Eventually, Doom leads Stark down into a secluded basement area, one that appears quite secretive and dimly lit. He turns to Stark and admits, "I'm afraid I have a confession to make. The late nights I said I've spent at the library, it was a lie. I've actually been here." When Tony Stark sees the basement for the first time, he remarks casually, "This place looks like a storage annex. There's nothing down here but rats and old books." Dr. Doom responds, "Exactly. That's why I chose it." He then confides in Stark, explaining his situation. "I've learned that my current scholarship may not be renewed. In hopes of saving my education, I've been forced to take rather extreme measures." Doom elaborates further, admitting, "I've borrowed apparatus from other labs, even falsified administrative vouchers to secure the equipment I need. It's a risky endeavor, but it will be worth it if I succeed." Tony, concerned, warns him, "You're going to be expelled if you get caught." Doom's reply is firm, "Not if I succeed. When completed, this machine will awaken dormant telekinetic abilities, allowing people to move objects with their minds. Imagine what that could mean for quadriplegics, the infirm, not to mention the university's publicity office." Doom concludes, "Time is short. I was hoping that perhaps, with your help..." Stark hesitates. "My help? Are you kidding? You haven't exactly treated me like a brother lately," he says. "And you expect me to put my future on the line for you?" Doom's expression shifts. "It was difficult enough to ask. Tony, please do not make me beg." When Doom appeals to him, Tony responds, "I'd never ask you to beg. That's not who I am." From that moment, the two students begin working together. For several days, they pour all their focus into the project. Progress is steady, though not without challenges. Throughout the process, Doom leads the initiative, giving Stark precise instructions. At one point, Doom advises Stark to disregard a particular device. "It's simply a reciprocal power booster," he explains. "I'll elaborate once the patent clears." Stark, both impressed and suspicious, remarks, "Brilliant and paranoid. You're something else, Vic." Eventually, the machine is complete. Stark offers to be the first test subject. After all, if the experiment could grant telekinesis and the worst-case scenario was that nothing would happen, it seemed like a low-risk, high-reward decision. But as Stark takes his seat, mechanical restraints suddenly snap into place, locking him down. Alarmed, he asks, "What's going on?" Doom responds with calm precision, "They'll release automatically once you're no longer a threat." Then he reveals the truth. "I'm almost sorry. You've been a satisfactory assistant, but this was the only way to access the resources I need, resources you take for granted. That circuit you questioned, it doesn't amplify mental energy for telekinesis. That idea was a ruse, bait for your ambitious curiosity. With the press of a button, our minds will switch bodies. Everything you have will be mine." The mind transfer process executes flawlessly. Security guards, alerted by the commotion, rush in. Doom, now in Stark's body, acts quickly. playing the part. "It was a bizarre experiment," he says. "He claimed he wanted to help people and dragged me into it. I didn't know what he was doing until it was too late." Given Stark's public reputation, wealth, and status, the guards believe him. The young man who was once Tony Stark awakens on Latverian soil, stripped of identity, exiled in disgrace. He possesses no wealth, no memory, and in time, no hope. An ocean away, Victor Von Doom, now in Tony Stark's body, breathes freely. He revels in the power, the influence, and the recognition that his new identity grants him. With access to Stark's resources and status, he steps effortlessly into a world of opportunity, prestige, and unrestrained power. Weeks pass. One life, untethered from its past, begins to unravel. The man who was once Tony Stark descends into confusion, despair, and darkness. With no memory of who he truly is and burdened by a growing inner void, he begins confronting demons both real and imagined. Then comes a tragic and suspicious industrial accident. No further word is heard from Howard Stark. The implication is clear. And so, time moves on. Months turn to years. Reduced to menial jobs, the man who was once Tony Stark struggles to survive, paying for squalid lodgings while tirelessly studying in secret. With a renewed sense of drive, Tony earns a PhD, the first of many. The man once cast aside by fate, nameless and forgotten, becomes Dr. Victor Von Doom. Meanwhile, across the world, the true Victor Von Doom inhabiting Stark's body abandons the academic path in favor of something more pragmatic. He pursues power with the tools he understands best: intimidation, manipulation, and control. Ideas, innovations, and patents flow freely from Tony's brilliant if wounded mind. Medical breakthroughs, safety technologies, fuel-efficient engines, all are created not for profit but for the betterment of humanity. His inventions bring him wealth, and that wealth is funneled back into Latveria, lifting the nation into a new era of prosperity and independence. But strength manifests in many forms, and the man who was Stark now seeks them all: intellectual, political, and spiritual. His obsessive quest for progress consumes any lingering traces of hesitation or fear. Doom learns that Stark's philanthropic work in Latveria, clean energy, healthcare, infrastructure, is slowly eating away at Stark Industries' profits. The company is bleeding, and the final blow may come in the form of a revolutionary breakthrough: the arc reactor. A limitless source of clean energy, the arc reactor threatens to destabilize the global energy economy. Every company invested in fossil fuels or energy infrastructure would collapse overnight. And Stark Industries, under Doom's command, has too many interests to risk such a shift. Doom dispatches spies to Latveria, desperate for intel. Though they are unable to steal the reactor plans, the implications are clear. If Tony Stark is allowed to complete this project, the balance of power will shift forever. Victor Von Doom makes a decisive move. He equips a prototype battlesuit, an early version of the Iron Man armor originally meant for the US military. But this time, he wears it himself. His mission is simple: travel to Latveria, find the arc reactor, and destroy it. Tony Stark, now inhabiting the body of Victor Von Doom, gets word through his agents. An attack is imminent. He doesn't know the exact details, where or when, but he knows it's coming. What he does know is that it's time to prepare. Enter the rescue suit. Latverian in appearance, but infused with Stark's cutting-edge innovation. It's not a weapon of war, but a shield against disaster. This rescue suit may be of traditional Latverian design, Stark says, showcasing the armor, but its composite elements are state-of-the-art. Puncture-resistant polymer reconstruction, flame-retardant cape, ideal for protecting both the injured and emergency crews. They'll be able to operate in total safety, even in hazardous environments, from chemical spills to full-blown explosions. But then chaos erupts. A breathless aide rushes in. We're under attack. The arc reactor facility, it's being hit. Without hesitation, Tony activates the rescue suit. Though it was never meant for combat, it was designed to endure the worst. And now, it has no choice. When he reaches the facility, the devastation is immediate, and so is the confrontation. There, standing amid the smoking rubble, is Victor Von Doom, wearing his own version of a Stark-engineered battlesuit, a full-fledged weapon built for destruction. There are many things you didn't expect, Doom taunts, but that's another story. As for your precious arc reactor, I've downloaded the core tech into my suit, far more efficient than digging it out of the rubble. He gestures around the shattered remains of the facility. The arc reactor is gone, obliterated. The only surviving fragment of Stark's revolutionary energy source is now embedded inside Doom's armor, like a high-tech trophy. You can always rebuild, Doom says coldly, turning to leave. But by then, my version will have cornered the market. This was almost too easy. For a moment, Stark appears defeated. Just another loss. But appearances deceive. The magnetism attractor beams. Stark mutters, they were designed to lift debris from collapsed buildings, but they should work just as well on Stark Tech metal. He fires. The attractor beams lash out, locking onto Doom's armor. But Doom is ready. His battlesuit launches a barrage of micro-rockets in retaliation. Explosions burst across the sky as the two suits clash. What follows is a brutal back and forth, a test of not only power, but purpose. You should have let me leave, Doom sneers. Then I might have let you live. Your protective shell is impressive, but it's wearing down. Doom smirks and says, all I needed was to lure you close enough. To do this, he fires a direct energy blast, blasting Stark off his feet. Then comes the onslaught. Micro-rockets scream through the air. Gunfire rains down like a thunderstorm. It's full-blown chaos. But as Stark takes cover, he notices something strange. The armor is reacting too fast, faster than any tech he's designed. It's moving like it's reading his mind. And that's when it hits him. This suit, it's wired into Doom's brain. That's all he needs. Tony tunes into the neural frequency, overrides Doom's commands, and triggers the rocket boosters in Doom's suit prematurely. The suit detonates mid-air, ripping itself apart. Tony Stark stands over Doom, broken, beaten, and just when it seems like the fight is done, Doom speaks, "Spare me, and I'll give you your life back." Tony hesitates. "You don't remember, do you?" Doom continues. "The college experiment, the memory loss. That wasn't your accident. It was my plan. I tricked you into using a machine that switched our minds, but I can fix it. Give me amnesty, and I'll testify. You can reclaim everything, Stark Universal, your name, your legacy." And Tony just looks down at him. "Why would I want the name Tony Stark?" He continues, "You may have taken my body. The world may believe you are Tony Stark and I am Victor Von Doom. But look around. The name Tony Stark means greed, power, cruelty. That's not a legacy, it's a curse. But the name Victor Von Doom, that's become a symbol of peace, of compassion, of hope he turns away.